think on the surface this play is about, of course, the Salem witch trials, but what's underneath it is what's most interesting, I think, which is a discordant society, which is what we are obviously living through right now.
One of the things that Arthur Miller does is he writes human beings and he writes families and he writes people, and I think that this is very contemporary in terms of the marriage that is presented and the families that are presented and the love stories and in all kinds of ways.
It is one of the greatest plays of the 20th century. It is about one of the most awful two periods in the American story, and it seems to reflect much of the division and stress that the country is going through right now.
1692 to 2018, 2019, you know, maybe a lot of things have changed detail-wise, but I think there are always the struggles and the suppression of people by the people with land, power, money, and just what happens when people can't take it anymore and snap under this pressure and that suppression. It's kind of a timeless play in that sense. I think Arthur Miller really captured that.
We're working on a very difficult, dense play, and what we're finding is that Arthur Miller is a master storyteller, and what you've got are scenes that are longer than most modern plays, but they play out, I think, like a really good, dense novel.
Like any great work of art, you must experience it more than once or twice. You don't listen to Beethoven once. You don't go and see a Van Gogh painting once. Repeated viewings bring a deeper and enriched experience. What happens when you see a great play like this done by wonderful actors, which we have, you will hear it like a brand new play. We are feeling this in the rehearsal room. It feels like a brand new play. It feels like it's hot off the presses.
I think it's a play that you can leave and continue to have the conversations and not really know whose side you're on.
Arthur Miller really did his research, and a lot of these people and these characters are historical characters. And I think to see it on stage is a very unnerving and thrilling experience. Like you said, it could very much be seen as a thriller.
We're one of the few theatres in the country that can do a play on this scale, and we're doing it in a way that few theatres can. It's not going to look like any other Crucible you've seen. Even though it's set in the world of 1692 Massachusetts, it's going to feel very now in its theatre aesthetic, very contemporary. But the feeling of the storytelling, being a thriller and so on, this is actually a sexy play.